got it broken down there for you, sports baseball, softball complex, city park, that's on Martin Street. Train depot, city pool on the west side, that has been closed for the summer. We do still have some issues there.
Get the specs, you know, on the depot.
Yes, go ahead and report that, that'll be under the
Okay.
committee, they'll give that report. Any questions for Mr. Wagner? Anything you need to ask or comment on?
No, I know that, Alderman Frazier mentioned the pool issue. You wanna elaborate on that, or?
We have a leak where it goes from the pool to the pump house, and it's underneath the concrete. It's one of the main lines, it's probably 4 or 5 foot deep, is it right on? And the water is leaking underneath the ground, which then just running downhill, which leaks in between the old car wash and that's the county fire station over there. And it runs down there and it's on a little bit on private property, a little bit on county line, but the church owns the car wash, the powerhouse, the church right across where they own the car wash. And we've been spraying and I've been weeding and keeping it mowed for them since it's our water. But we are gonna have to have a permanent solution, and it's gonna be a very costly one to get that leak fixed. Cause I mean, I don't know of any other thing, I mean, it is our pool water running on their private property. And it's gonna be a substantial amount to get it fixed.
That's what we talked about in the agenda meeting, was that we're gonna get some plumbers just to give us an estimate on, and maybe we could get use some of the city street department to bust the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that would cut down a great deal on the cost.
It's gonna be a substantial fix, I mean, we're gonna have to tear up all the concrete in between there, get down there, replace that pipe, and probably the pit inside the pump house where it's running in, and get it fixed, but it will be a costly, fix. But I do think it's something we will have to have done before next year of opening, because I think they're getting pretty aggravated with the water. It makes it hard for them to get down there and mow and keep it as clean as they want to.
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and start, it was Thursday morning, I still hadn't, but like get some plumbers and pool people to look at it and then give us so we can either start now or after spring, the minute February, we could start.
But it'll be something we'll need to get way in advance of before opening the pool. I mean,
It
we'll
can't
have,
be the week
it'll need
before.
to be done way before. So
Right.
that we can,
And council members, we're gonna try to go after grant money again for some overall renovation of the pool. I don't know what the time frame is gonna be yet, they're still waiting on the state to come out with the regulations on that, but we are staying in touch with them about it, and with the development district, which of course helped us put it together, so. you
Did
know,
we ever hear from the Blue and U grant?
Yes, ma'am, they're just not doing those kind of projects now. Yeah, we will check back though, that can change.
but it is pretty much the worst spot it could be to be leaking. It's just gonna be a big project.
If we're gonna maintain the.
But if we're gonna open it, and then we're gonna have to do it pretty much the way it is, since we're grandfathered in, we're really not, we're not gonna be able to change anything, we're gonna have to go back to exactly how it is, but, because we can't really get out of the guidelines on that, or they're gonna shut it down.
Well, we're certainly not recommending closing the pool. We think we're gonna do whatever we can do, of course, get some funds to help, but whatever we gotta do, we gotta get that repaired. But some other things need to be done too, it's not just that, but we're gonna try to get the grant certainly to. And if we can get the grant fast enough to include that in it, that may be something we can do as well, but I just don't know the answer to that yet.
I think like we said, if we work in conjunction with the assets that we have, the street department, the water department, and busting up the concrete, that's a huge ordeal. So if we can get
I think
them
we can help.
and cut the concrete down I think that will cut down on the cost.
Well, you're gonna proceed on and try
Yes,
to
sir.
get us some estimates anyway.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Parks and Recreation?
Thank y'all very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we'll get back on course here with, my report, and I'm gonna go as fast as I can, because I know we've got a lot of things on here, a lot of them are just reports. If I go too fast, stop me and let me, either clarify or answer any questions. Industrial development projects, and by the way, I'm very happy to have, Mr. Hugh Quimby here, tonight with us. He represents the BCEDC, and we appreciate you being here. It's just a point of personal privilege to call out his attendance. But the two projects at our current industrial park, and the first one is the Blue Sky Carbon Incorporated. This company out of Florida we've been working with a year and a half there now. They are actively building their first line out there. Now, we haven't made a public announcement, although we talked about it a lot in public, but because they still were closing out some of their paperwork with the former owner of the building, who no longer is here, and then ADFA, who has the note on the building. So, I think all of that's shaping up. I received a bunch of stuff. They emailed today. It said that they were just about through with everything. I talked to ADFA, they say everything's fine, because they've all given permission for them to go ahead and start putting their equipment in out there. And they're out there doing it. There's 5 guys working out there every day right now, and they told me today, went out there and talked to them, that they had a more crew coming in this week. So that project is moving, and just as soon as we can officially make an announcement of it, we'll do so, and I'll of course let y'all know. The other project, another biochar type project for the vacant properties down there, I have had communications with them. They are moving forward. Remember, they got an option on the property, and once they get the environmental work done, then we'll be able to close, and they'll pay us for the land. They'll take possession of it. So that's moving ahead. And, but they're telling me probably to look at something like March of 2025, having it up and going. The one that's underway right now, they're telling me to expect 20 to 25 opening jobs, somewhere in that range, while they come back and start working on additional production lines. So hopefully that will grow from there. I did find one guy that was a major, I'm not gonna mention the name, but he was a major, manager, type out at the, hardwood flooring mill. He's already going to work for them. He was out there, having them work on everything, so they've already hired at least one person. And, I think he's gonna basically be the general manager, as I understand, but that's going, so just so y'all know. Now, the next thing we gotta do here is, adopt proposed resolution A695. Now, this is the annual resolution that levies our 5 mil tax for the city. No increase, nothing like that. This is just, you have to do it every year to keep it being assessed. So, I'm gonna read proposed resolution A695, then I would ask y'all to move on accordingly. The resolution requesting the Bradley County Quorum Court to levy a 5 mil tax on all taxable property in the city of Warren, Arkansas. Be it resolved by the City Council of Warren, Arkansas, whereas it's determined that the 5 mil tax levy is necessary for proper financing and operation of the city government of Warren, Arkansas. Now therefore be it resolved that the Quorum Court be and it is hereby requested to levy a 5 mil tax on all taxable property in the city of Warren for use and benefit of said city, adopted this 9th day of September 2024.
Move that we adopt resolution number A695.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adopt the resolution. Is there any question or discussion? All in favor, show of hands. I see 6 in favor. Thank you very much. The next item, I think it's number 3 on your agenda, Planning Commission appointment. I am recommending, nominating to be appointed to our Planning Commission, Miss Beth Langdon. I think most of y'all know her. she is willing to serve. This would be filling a vacancy that expired.
Move that Beth Langdon, be approved to serve on the planning commission.
Second.
Motion second to confirm the nomination of Ms. Beth Langdon. Any question or discussion? All those in favor, show of hands, please. And again, I see 6 votes in favor, so she will be so notified. The next item, there's not any paperwork to this one, but it's the consideration for an ordinance dealing with city facilities and our homeless, I guess that's the way to put it, population that we continue to have some issues with. The United States Supreme Court, according to the prosecuting attorney's office, has ruled that cities can prohibit homeless people from sleeping on or just, building them a camp on city property. And I would like to appoint this matter to the Community and Economic Development Committee just for them to look into it. I think there'll be some other cities that probably have done some ordinances. We'll see what they've done. Again, we cannot, as y'all know, we cannot go out there and arrest people for being homeless, and we don't want to do that. That's not even what we want to do. We want to try to give them some help. Of course, some of them take offense to that, quite frankly, and so we're gonna have to keep working on that issue. But it's causing problems at our city park and places like that. We get a lot of complaints that people don't even want to go down there because of it. And some of these people are engaging in less than Christian discussions, let's put it that way, sometimes. So, council members, I'd like to put in that committee.
Most appropriate.
Do y'all want to make a motion to that, or just let me assign it to the committee? That's fine, okay. No, without objection, that's what I'm going to do, assign that to the committee. Next item, you've got a written report there on the Arkansas Municipal League planning meeting that Council Member Henderson and myself both attended over at Magnolia. Council Member, I think you want to make a few comments, so how about I let you go?
And each of you should have a packet that is bind together, and you also have an announcement that I would like to share. To Mayor Reed, to our city clerk, our city attorney, council members, and to everyone in attendance. Special thank goes to God and the citizens of Ward 3 for electing me an alderman for the city of Warren. I do not take that lightly. I've had the wonderful opportunity of being an officer with the Arkansas Municipal League, serving as a district vice president on the executive committee now twice, and serving for a number of years on the advisory board. Also, we have Mayor Reed, who has served as the president of the Arkansas Municipal League in the year of 1997-1998. I would like to give special thanks to Mrs. Fluffer Fullington, who, when I came on the council, mentored and nourished me and introduced me to individuals that she felt would be individuals that would give resources and share so that we could advance in the city of Warren. Would like to again mention the fact that Mayor Reed and I did attend the Arkansas Municipal League planning meeting that was held August the 14th through the 16th. So what I did was, in your packet, the mayor did copy the director's report, Mark Hayes' report, but I included the agenda that consisted of everything that we covered during our executive committee meeting. I also found that it may be interesting to each of you to look at those that actually participated. So when you turn the page, you'll see those that participated. You will see all of the components that met during the planning meeting. It was a very, very informative meeting. they're having them, in other cities. The resolution booklet that you received at the, convention, I did like a highlight of those, resolutions just for your quick reading. And I'm not going to, go over those, with you, but you can go back and look at those at your, convenience. There was actually, 17 of them, and if you'll look at your resolution booklet, you will see those, items listed there. Also, I found that it was very interesting, that there was a recap of the 90th, annual, convention. This was the first time that I attended the convention virtually. If you are aware, my sister that lives in Lee's passed away, and I did attend virtually. But if you'll look on the page, it says that the Arkansas Municipal League celebrated 90 years of community education and advocacy in June of 2024. 777 municipal officials, 1,351 attended. So you can see that we're all hungry for information. There were 52 speakers, there were several awards, and Warren has received awards before. And I'm not sure if we're sending in nominations, but that is something that we may want to look at, is sending in nominations of our volunteers, because we have a lot of good things that's going on within the city of Warren. There were a lot of sponsors. I mean, I saw them online, but we note here that there were 98 exhibitors, and 2,923 meals was served. I found that to be very, very interesting. There are 500 cities and towns, and according to this, 209 cities and towns participated. 1,000 watched online, and there were 330 new hub users, and that is something new that the league has started. If you'll look on the next page, policies and goals that I mentioned, you will have a booklet that will have all of that information there. It will also share with you the executive committee members, the presidents, the vice presidents, those district presidents that I previously mentioned. And then the last part, which I thought was very good, and this may be something that our administration may want to consider. It was the Arkansas Municipal League Executive Committee Guidebook. And what this guide did was, it gave a little history of the Municipal League, letting us know that it was founded in 1934. And some of us probably are not aware, but there was a father and son both serving as director, the senior Zinnemann, and then of course Mr. Don Zinnemann, and they were both outstanding leaders for the league. It even talks about how the league came, how it was birthed, how it was established, and it was a real good orientation. Although I've been around a while, I learned something. It talked about the executive body, which is the chief policy making, which is kind of like the city government. You know, we have the mayor, forum, and then we have the council. Some of our cities have city directors, but we are the mayor, council, forum. And then it talks about the responsibilities of the committees and the officers. And I just included that because it applies actually to us as it relates to the city of Warren. And you all can read all of that at your leisure. Lastly, it talked about our relationship with our legislators, which is very, very important that we maintain a good working relationship with our legislators, and that we work together harmoniously as a team. As a team working together, we can accomplish much. And on the last page, it has key staff contacts. Our executive director now is Mark Hayes. Sheila Moore board is the Chief Operation and Program Officer, and you'll see the other, officers there. Those individuals, we are a member, and they are there to assist us. And then the second handout that you have is actually a free opportunity for us to participate if we elect to do so. Last year, it was the trafficking seminar that was given, and then this time is dealing with internet hacking and cyber, all of that is free. The food is delicious, there is no cost. And what I have actually given you, you can invite 5 additional people. It's 2 days, and I'm not gonna go over that, but you didn't have the handout. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you. I think she covered it pretty well, so I don't, I would point out that the policies and all that she mentioned there, of course, that's a lot of things that the league will be promoting in the upcoming legislative session. I think y'all all know cities in Arkansas are creations of the state legislature. That's why we exist. You know, county government is not, county government's constitutional. They're set in the Arkansas Constitution. Cities are strictly authorized by state law in what we can and what we cannot do. But anyway, certainly we'll be working, following very carefully as they, you know, the league is really our representative in trying to promote legislation that's beneficial to cities, so.
And they from time to time ask us to come up to help promote various things, and we have actually done that.
And I can tell you from experience, the municipal league has an excellent reputation even among the legislature. Don't always do what we want them to do, but they do listen, and appreciate that, so. All right, y'all got any questions on anything? All right, let's keep moving here. I got another resolution now. Let me explain this just a little bit. The street sweeper that we recently bought back a couple months ago, and it's already been in use. But the company that we got it from had a couple of snafus and didn't get us, we signed for it, took possession of it, but we hadn't received a payment. And we got in touch with them, city clerk did, and said, guys, what's going on? Well, we kind of messed things up, and so we gotta have that, and we had to do this for the grapple truck, so I guess we should have known, but the resolution simply authorizes us to sign the documents that y'all already approved. So there's no change in anything as far as money or anything like that. They came, the company came to see me, 3 representatives, apologized, said, look, just please pass this resolution, we'll sign everything we gotta sign, y'all just go on. And so, this is proposed resolution number 696. A resolution by the City Council of Warren, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to enter into a lease purchase contract with Arvest Bank, and that's the financing agency, not the company we're getting the truck from. And the mayor to sign said contract on behalf of the City of Warren, Arkansas. Whereas the City Council of Warren, Arkansas deems it necessary and proper to enter into a lease purchase contract with the Arvest Bank for purposes of securing a new Yazoo street sweeper from Kimco, that's the company. And whereas the City of Warren has determined it's necessary to lease from Arvest Bank as the financing bank at the lower rate of 5.94%, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Warren, Arkansas, the mayor of the said city is hereby authorized to enter into an agreement with Arvest Bank to finance the purchase of the new Yazoo street sweeper from Kimco for the sanitation department of Warren. And that should say street department, not sanitation department. I'm sorry, make that street department.
Move that we adopt resolution number 696.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. I understand that
This
says
is in the street department.
street department, not sanitation building. All right, question or discussion?
Question,
Yes, sir.
does that sweeper, model sweeper does not have water? Cause all the sweepers I've ever operated to deal with had water, to keep down the dust,
Where's
and
Mr.
help with the suction.
Hernsberger out there? He can,
Yeah, cause it's causing a mess.
it vacuums is what it's supposed to do.
I'm saying anyway, but all the vacuum trucks I've had had water to keep down and help
Does
with
the
operation.
sweeper put water out?
Yes, sir, it does, but it only, it puts it out right in front, but it does not have time to soak down into the dirt. So when the brushes come along that sweeps it up, that stirs up dirt. Only the very top minimum will have water on that, just the way they are designed.
No, not the ones I deal with, the pot that they had, a row of, water on top of it, right on the brushes, so it would spray and keep the dust down.
That's the
So
way
what
it
you
does
telling
right
us
here.
is doing the surface.
This is, it's got 3 nozzles on front of each brush that sprays directly onto the dirt. But the brush is this far behind it, so it does not have time for the water to soak into the dirt to get picked up. It does pick up the top little bit, but the brushes go all the way to the ground, and it stirs up
Does
dirt.
that get better as we keep
As
sweeping
we
the
keep
streets?
sweeping it off, yes, sir.
Some of them were in pretty bad shape with piles of dirt and debris already. I mean, that might,
Yes, and also with it being a minimum of a 4-yard, or a maximum of a 4-yard capacity, when it gets full, starts getting full, it blows a lot of that dirt back out, dust back out. It looks like it's leaving a bunch, but it's not. It's actually, it's reached its maximum capacity of what it can hold. With the wind blowing in there, it does blow dust back out, funnels it back out underneath. So it does make it look like it's got, or it is leaving, not only leaving, but making more dust. But we just don't, it's a design the way the truck is, there's nothing else we can do to it. Now, we can put another, I say that, we could probably put another, send it back and have them add a couple more nozzles, spray nozzles to it, but that's just the way it is right now. The way it comes from the
we
factory.
can check on that, see if that's possible.
What's the runtime before you have to empty it?
It depends on the material. When we were doing West Pine out in front of Potlatch here a while back, we were getting about 50 foot before we'd have to go dump it because the material was deep. And then there's been some short streets that we've got to do with a load.
But I would think that would get better, like we said.
It will get
over
better as
time,
we-
the more, because it hadn't, I mean,
Yeah, these streets hadn't been swept in a long time, and so the more, after we get through this first round, it won't be near as bad.
did you figure out that problem that we had? Okay.
And this is a learning experience for all of us. We've contacted the dealer, they come down and made some adjustments, stuff like that, so that's, we're just having to fight it till we learn all about it. And, there is a class that's gonna be coming up next month. I believe it's in Greenbrier, Conway or Greenbrier area on that particular unit, so we might end up sending someone up there to school on it. I would like to.
We have a trained driver, but then there may be certain things he can do better if we understand
Correct.
all that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Tollfree?
Nothing.
Okay. Did I get a motion second on the?
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right, this is to adopt the resolution. Anything else? All in favor, show of hands. I see 6 in favor. Thank y'all. All right, now we're gonna move, council members. Do y'all have anybody you wanna recognize tonight? We've been told one gentleman would be here, but I don't see him, so.
I got it.
Now, has anybody signed in? Do we? Oh. Okay, I've got Mr. Willie Thomas. Thought he was here earlier, but I think I saw him ease out, so not sure. Okay. Then I got Reverend Linda Strong. Yes, ma'am. Would you like to come up? She's got her subject here is wild dogs and street signs. I think that's what you want to talk about. Yes, ma'am. You're recognized.
I have pictures as well. Let me say, good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Mayor Rennie and the city and city council. God bless each of you. I have been busy these weeks and months that I have been here. First, let me thank you all for the beautiful signs that you do have out issues with my mail coming to my home, and, because of a combative sign. And I have called the city and requested that this be fixed. You can pass it to him. And we have an issue. You have, King Square and you have King Street. I have came from Beaumont to my home, and there was packages that belonged to someone that had been on my porch approximately a month or two. And I had to carry them to the post office. If you look at that sign, anyone would have an issue with that. Anyone, I've had people to come to my house that was supposed to be going to King Square. And by me being by myself, I was even afraid to even go to their car. But I did approach them and send them on their way. So I would appreciate if that would be taken care of.
So you would like the signs replaced with new signs is what you,
Yes,
what
sir,
you need?
that would be great. Look, you guys did an excellent job.
We are, just for your information, Reverend Strong, we are actually working our way through the entire city right now, street by street. We got a number of places, signs are not even there, they're missing, we got some of them tore up, a lot of different issues. But we'll make a special point and check on that one, immediately.
You did good, but these are right around. This is Martin is up and down, and then you have Luther, wonderful, Junior, wonderful. You have King and Junior, wonderful. But King and Pinnister,
I bet we can solve that for you.
thank you. I also have squatters, puppy dogs. One has came and he just took him home, my driveway. These are the other ones, they roaming up and down the streets. And they think that
What street is that on?
that's Board Street and King Street, Luther Street. And if the dog catcher have an issue putting out a trap for them, the corner of King and Pinnister, that's my property, they put it there.
We can certainly get him to work on that. I will just respond to you and tell you, one of the problems out there is where your neighborhood is located. Some of those dogs are probably coming in from out of the city limits.
Not this dog.
Oh, yes, ma'am, go ahead, I'm sorry, I was just gonna tell you what we faced before, go ahead.
I have seen them dump the dogs. But I couldn't get a
Sorry.
picture.
Oh, the people, I got it.
Yes, I couldn't get a picture of the license plate.
Okay. Well, that's illegal, but, yeah, we gotta catch them.
I
If you do catch a license plate on anything, you let us know.
will do that. And I thank you all for coming to allow music to in this.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am. We will certainly notify the dog catcher that he needs to get out there and work that. Do our best, try to catch them. And certainly if you do get any information on anybody dumping dogs out there, you let us know.
Thank you.
Animal
We'll
control.
follow up on that. All right, that's all we have on the sign-up list, so we'll move ahead.
I've got something that was, presented to me here from someone,
Okay.
this was a suggestion if we could do this. As far as to recognize this individual, the council may make a motion. Miss Bernice Johnson Martin, is a paragon, is determination for her courage, she's gonna be recognized. One of the local churches is gonna have their, first legends, banquet, which is gonna be, September 28th at the Warren High School, cafeteria. Miss Bernice Johnson Martin is 104 years old. Okay, so she was born April the 3rd, 1920, and she has lived throughout pivotal historical events, including the Great Depression, two World Wars, and she remains to be a pillar of strength, living independently and nurturing her garden, her trailblazing achievements, including being the first African American to work at the Warren's first telephone company. To a powerful inspiration for her, just to recognize and maybe have a day for her proclamation is Bernice Johnson Martin. Bernice.
Okay, are you wanting the city council to adopt a resolution honoring her, or you want just a proclamation issued? We can do the proclamation, doesn't take any other, you just get us the information on,
I'll have them get the information.
and we can do that, certainly,
Mhm.
certainly. Be glad to, I think that'd be appropriate. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's move along here. We're gonna go to the, police chief. His report, monthly report is in your packets. You can hear me. Chief, come on in. You got the floor. Go over whatever you need to and see if there's any questions.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Yeah, I do need y'all to have a copy of my monthly report showing our statistics and numbers for the month of August. The only correction I have on the monthly report is that we're currently three patrolmen short with the retirement of Michael Sharp. Last month, we won't get both short. One communications officer short. We are still currently taking applications. Right now, we're still currently taking applications.
We'll do another free commercial here. If anybody knows anyone that has an interest in being a police officer or dispatcher, which is also a very important job, I might add, please tell them to come see us, and of course, there's requirements they have to meet. Don't have to be certified, although obviously we're interested in finding certified officers. But we will send people to the police academy if we feel like they're capable and meet all the other requirements. So please, everybody, under my voice at the moment, and we'll listen later on the broadcast, if you know anyone, please send them to us, because it's getting difficult. We're having trouble finding police people to serve as police officers. And I can assure you, we're not the only community of, city, municipal government. State police pays a lot better. We've upped our salaries, as y'all know some, but still, it's just too many other ways folks can make more money. And, as the chief will tell you, it's kind of work some people just don't want to do. We appreciate who we have, but we need some more, fill some positions. Go ahead, chief, I'm sorry.
We did off what you just said, you're 100% correct. All that. We are, we're taking applications, so hopefully we can get some more people hired.
You got anything else you
No,
want to
no,
say?
no.
Questions from the council for the chief?
No, but I'd like to give him a copy of the cyber criminal conference. There were a large number of law enforcement that was at the human trafficking.
Okay.
And it's free.
And good food.
And it's excellent food, excellent food.
Wait a minute, I might want to go, it's gonna be excellent food, so we'll see
Judge, you need to be there too.
how it goes. Any questions for the chief? Anything else? We're still working speeding. I promise you, we have to quit doing that. We working it. All right.
One of the lowest repair tracker reports we've ever received.
The new vehicles help out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. That's why I'm making this.
All right, thank you, chief. Let's get police committee, if you'll just take on and say something.
We just had-
Councilmember Burks first.
We're still waiting on municipal league to come back with a dispatch study, right, to give us the information, or,
No, we've kinda got what we're gonna get on that.
oh, you're,
But I have talked with the county judge.
okay, so
And
we're,
he is open to doing some more for us.
okay,
But we need to have a committee and talk about that along with the cameras, which we need
Right.
to move on rapidly.
So we'll have a, police committee meeting probably early part of next week.
Okay. You get with Charlotte and please get one set
I
up.
will.
We need to do that quick as we can. Those two issues both need to be dealt with.
And that's all that we had is the dispatch study and the cameras.
Okay, thank you. All right, chief,
I think, Mayor.
now you can ease out.
Thank you.
Don't speed going home. All right. Inside joke.
No, it ain't.
All right, fire chief, come on in.
Maybe.
Come on in, fire chief. You're recognized, give your name. Who be on?
Good evening. The Warren Fire Department, we responded to 17 calls during the month of August. We had 9 townhouses, kind of made up for lost time. From the first of the year through July, we only had 11 townhouses, we had 9 in the month of August, so we were busy. Total volunteer payroll was 3830. Had a regular rigging and training on August 5th with 23 members present. And on August the 9th, the ladder truck was tested and all our ground ladders did their annual testing and everything passed. So we're good for another year with the ladder truck and all the ground ladders.
All right, your report on money to be paid to the Department for Fires. You-
Yeah, well, we
A
got
lot of them say pending.
right, several, well, we got several new ones I just sent out within the last week or two, so hopefully they got into the right hands. I got them to the insurance company, so we'll see.
And we're sending them to the
Yes.
owner of the property as well,
Yes.
both. Okay. All right, any questions for the fire chief? Mr. Tollfree, do you have anything you wanna bring up at this time? We didn't have anything on the agenda, but it was,
Not at this time.
okay, thank you, sir. All right, chief. Sanitation, Mr. Johnson. You, have a good bit of information in there from the, solid waste, some of that'll be on the committee report, but go ahead, just give your regular report.
Okay. Y'all got it there in front of you. Everything's working good. Guys, got a full crew and, pick it up. We picked up 23 houses on limbs this past month and we picked up 83 houses of junk the month of August, so we're definitely going forward on that. Anybody have any questions on the sanitation, I'd be glad to answer.
We are picking up huge volumes of junk and limbs. This is the stuff that the property owners put out next to the street. But we are able to do so much more. It is incredible how much more we're getting done. I don't mean we're getting everything, but we're getting.
Amen.
And this is where people are supposed to be calling in and telling us. Now, quite frankly, Rob, if I say this wrong, correct me. We're finding stuff sometimes that's obviously junk and limbs stacked up out there right on the edge of the road. And if we're pretty sure it's garbage, to be hauled off, even though they don't call in, we're going ahead and getting some of it. Because some folks will not call in. They just won't do it. They just stick it out there. Now, we're trying to be careful about that because we don't want to haul things off that folks don't want hauled off. But we're trying to be very careful about it. But we are really getting a lot done. It's all a result of that vehicle that we got. Go ahead.
I don't have anything other than.
Well, we've got, under your report, the council members, you didn't see this, because, well, maybe you did at the agenda meeting. You've got a letter from, Scott Honeycutt Land Company. Do y'all have that packet? This is property that was cleaned up sometime in, guess last year maybe.
Later than that, it's been a while, it's going my tenure.
Well, he says he received the 2023 tax bill, so that would be this year. $3,000 that we put a lien on the property because they had not cleaned it up. And, I guess you can read the letter. He said, I paid $694.57 for the parcels, I guess he paid it for the taxes. But he don't wanna pay the $3,000, it costs us to clean it up, the taxpayers are warned. Y'all got a right to waive it if you want to, but I would not.
Do we have an address?
Yeah.
Where it is?
Yeah, he sent it to us, it's,
It's got the parcel in
Money.
there.
It only has a.
Paris, Arkansas.
No, the land.
Where's the land?
Well, it's got a parcel number, you know where the land is,
No,
Rob?
sir.
Well, I'm sorry, we should've checked that out, tell you where the property is. But it's apparently owned by this land company, these are land speculators that go buying this property for the taxes where people have gone delinquent, that's what's going on here.
I move to deny the request.
Second.
Waiving the $3,000.
Motion's made and seconded to deny the request. All in favor, any discussion, all in favor, show of hands, I'm sorry. 6 in favor, thank you, we will notify them appropriately. Now,
Mayor,
yes, sir.
I wish we'd, go ahead on and pursue the other ones that's doing this also. Cause there's a lot of plots of property around this strictly growed up on people that have went and bought, and purchased the taxes on them, and they're sitting up there holding, trying to just hold and benefit from them, but they're not cleaning them up.
Well, we're putting liens on everything that we don't get paid for when we clean it up. Now, there may be people probably buying property that we've never, in the past ordered cleaned up. But yes, we put liens on everything that folks refuse to pay once we've gone through the process.
Now, I guess the problem is identifying the ones that we hadn't identified.
Okay, I got you,
Mhm.
I got you,
I've
okay.
got an address for you too, that's true. That one there is 521 Walnut.
521
Mhm.
may be in my neighborhood.
I think that may be a thing.
I think it is, let's look at it and see. We'll run it to check on it and make sure, but regardless, the issue y'all just voted on was just not getting rid of the lien, he's gonna have to pay the lien.
And that was not the purpose, I mean, we, with good faith, cleaned it up and expected to be, reimbursed, I mean, taxpayers.
There was another owner, but he paid it, but he didn't have a title search done on it, he admits that in his letter.
Yeah, he says that, but still.
Yeah.
The land commissioner, when they send that out, they
They
tell you
if there's a
specifically
lien
to
or
do
not.
that.
No. He owes us the money, somebody does. They're getting it cheap, and then they're just trying to get out of paying any more money, I mean, it's that simple. Okay, let's go on to building official, would you, whatever you need to report on that?
I have, is this the time you want to do the recommended?
Whoa, I skipped the sanitation committee, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead too fast. Councilmember Atkins, you're recognized, you've got some items there.
Well, we have a very lengthy, report, or summary of our report. Basically, Mayor and Mr. Johnson are proposing an increase, $2 increase for, the sanitation for trash pickup, correct?
Correct.
And that increase will fund 90-gallon cans, so we can go to a 4-day, work week for the sanitation department. Still 40 hours, so 4 10-hour days with only 1 day pickup. So instead of Monday and Thursdays, it'll just be a Monday.
Residential pickup,
Residential.
that will not, we'll still have to do several others with commercial.
And the rationale behind doing this is because,
Well, there's two reasons. We can save a lot of money in equipment usage on Fridays, gonna knock off, $500 a day on equipment, which will transfer, $2,000 extra. The trash is still getting picked up, and the other 2 days a week, Wednesday and Thursday, we have been available to do other things in the city, for the city. Whatever ideas we wanna come up with, be, up to the mayor or y'all, but, I just think we better utilize our time, with the manpower that we got and the equipment we got, and go to basically like 99% of the towns to 1 day a week pickup, as long as we furnish the cans. And I just think we'd be saving money and actually doing more work for the city itself in different ways. I felt, you know, some of the just different ideas we have, mowing, cleaning, picking up paper, just different ideas. Even painting street, you know, painting parking, stuff, just anything that we're hiring done, my guys can do Wednesday and Thursday. I just feel like it will save the city quite a bit of money and get more productivity out of them. And by offering a can, the residents are not losing anything. If they want 2 cans, they can pay for 2 cans.
Well, since my other committee members had other obligations and, commitments, we wanna table this right now, and we're gonna, or, I'll table it, what is it?
Just keep it in the
We'll
committee
keep
and
it
meet.
In the committee, we're gonna meet and discuss it in more detail.
Okay, let me make this real quick. If it was voted on tonight, from any manufacturer, it'd be 4 months before it'd be implemented. Okay? It'd be 4 months before we can get our cans, so keep that in mind. And the prices are also increasing monthly,
We wanna be fiscally responsible before we do an increase to our citizens, so we wanna talk about it before we bring in town proposals to the council.
That's right.
Yeah, I think y'all do need to meet again, Madam Chair, I'd like for y'all to do that so we can go with everybody in a little bit more detail. I will just very briefly say this, we've done a good bit of research on this, we are about the only city in southeast Arkansas that picks up 2 times a week right now. We're the only one. Now, the concept of buying the cans and furnishing every residence and business that, you know, needs one, furnish them, those 90 gallons, cause you can store a lot of garbage in there and only be picked, you know, just to be picked up 1 time a week. But we are seriously eroding our finances, and most of it's from the sanitation department because we don't bring enough money in
17.
revenues to fund the system. The sanitation system has always been, the effort has been in the years past to make it pay for itself. There's only a few departments that could even do that. That's no longer feasible because of all the cost of keeping the equipment up, and we've done some good on our leasing of the equipment, stuff like that. But we can save several $1,000s a month going to the one pickup, and then our concept was, as he said, and I know y'all talk about all this, but for instance, our Parks and Recreation Department, a lot of the work that we have to hire somebody to do, mowing, dirt work, all that kind of stuff, our existing crews working a 4-day week, 4 10-hour days, we could get a lot of that done at no extra cost. Mr. Tolfree?
Okay, specification. When you're talking about cans, are you talking about those plastic trash containers that they put out on the side of the road? When they come to pick up?
Something similar to that.
Not the metal.
They'd be rolled deals, heavy duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would say City of Warren on it, you know.
Yeah, just like the wheels.
But I know y'all don't wanna go through all this tonight, because we got other things to do, but if the committee will try to have a meeting, so we can give, you know, the full committee a complete briefing. We put a lot of thought into this, Rob, as we're trying to do 2 things. We're basically trying to do one thing, we're trying to cut costs. Not only for sanitation, to try to get that closer to paying for itself, may not totally, but get it close, so we don't take so much money out of the general fund to subsidize it, which is what's happening. And it's cutting into our cash balances, as well as it's just overall expenses. And then if we can use the manpower, and Rob has discussed this with his men, we could save in some other departments as well. Does So that's what this is all about, trying to provide sufficient service for everybody as far as getting their garbage picked up. But cut our costs and then use our manpower to do some of the other things that we need to do in the city. That can be everything from picking paper up to painting signs, the lines on the streets. I mean, we can do all that stuff ourselves.
And a side note, we hadn't had a rate increase since 2017, correct?
But when we talk about cutting costs, when we look at the overtime report, I think we need to start looking at other lines before we do something.
Rob, there seems to be a concern, we got a lot of overtime in the sanitation department.
I didn't think so.
I mean, we have, Saturday, we run the,
Saturday.
are we having overtime during normal work weeks?
Very, very little during the week. I have three guys that do get quite a bit of overtime, but the majority of my people, employees get 40 hours.
Who's getting overtime? Not the name, but just by
The
what they're doing.
recycling gets overtime on Saturday, and, all the commercial pickups get overtime on Saturday.
That's emptying the big containers is what
I
that
have
is
to run
primarily.
on Saturday. And, now he gets also overtime during the day, some days, not every day, just because of volume. He starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, some mornings, he's still out there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's all based on,
That's commercial pickups
Yes,
that
sir.
we're talking about
Yes.
there now.
that's a container.
Okay, well, your performance, we don't wanna do this and then have a tremendous amount of overtime.
I'm not paying overtime for people to pick up paper, if that's the question, I'm just not, we don't do that.
We'll get the overtime report next month.
Yeah,
Alright,
okay. And we'll try to provide you whatever information you want.
No, I'm just saying the Ways and Means ask for
Sure,
a quarterly
sure.
basis.
Councilmember Atkins, we'll get you anything you wanna see on that, sure, certainly. Okay?
From my understanding, it was only you at the meeting, okay, the letter was reading, so, okay, all right, got you.
And we
She
did
worked
purchase-
hard though, I'll give her credit, she asked lots of questions, and,
We did get a truck,
yes.
we got the truck. So,
you got the staffing status
and
information.
we are currently full staff, right?
Full staff, right.
Anything else you wanna say or report, Madam Chairman?
Nope, sanitation meeting, department will, committee will meet.
Okay.
Next week.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, they'll meet as soon as possible. All right, let's get into our monthly report on building. You've got the, I think you've got your building report too, don't you? Building
Yes,
codes and all that
yes,
stuff,
yes.
y'all got that?
We sent out 6 certified letters this past month for $57.84. One of them was pertaining to inoperable vehicles. We still got some vehicles on the pickup list that we hadn't been able to get picked up because of people just being busy and got other projects going on.
Do you have any new ones to act on tonight?
I have one recommended to be condemned, and that's 420 Oak Street.
Y'all might wanna, we didn't have that on the agenda, if y'all wanna wait and look at that for next month, or if you wanna go ahead and act on it.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Oak Street?
Oak.
420 Oak Street, sent numerous letters, they haven't responded, nothing's been done. I get several complaints just about daily on it. It's one of the worst houses that's on Oak Street.
So is the next move to place it on the condemnation list?
It's now, it's out of time now, if y'all wanna do it.
I move that we put 420 Oak Street on the condemnation list.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Council members, all in favor, show of hands. I see 6 in favor, thank you.
Okay, one more question. What about Poquet? Have you noticed anything change over there besides, I know at one time they were doing it, and then I heard nothing was being done.
No, it's clean.
Oh,
That,
okay.
that lot, that building's gone.
Yeah, it's like.
That mobile home's gone.
it's
The owner cleaned it up. He bulldozed it to the ground and hauled it off.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
Harper White took care of all of it, him and Scott.
Okay.
It looks great. Looks great.
Okay. We even searched it before we knocked it down, make sure wasn't anybody hiding in there.
And there
We
was.
literally had
And
people
there
still
was.
staying in there illegally.
There was, when we went over to tear it down, there was someone.
All right, Rob, does that get everything other than these four that we gotta talk about here?
Yes, I don't know what you're gonna do about the Scott Richardson deal, is that?
We're gonna talk about that when we get the planning commission, okay?
We're good.
So don't run off. All right, condemnation list. We got the four that's been on there for a while. Let me just give you an update, because been involved in this along with Rob. 1007 Phillip Street, of course, Mr. Jacobs. I had a long talk with him by phone. I was able to finally catch up with him. It took a while, but I did. Set an appointment. Rob went over and talked to him. And actually physically pointed out everything he needed to do. Now, will you give the report on what he told you?
That he would work with the city and take care of the problems that he had. He was okay with it.
He promised us he was gonna do it, that he understood what we wanted.
Well, not necessarily.
We're gonna have to deal with that. He told me.
I told him I gave him the ordinance, but we're, get this project out of the way and then we'll do the other.
Yeah. Right now, we gotta get the property cleaned up. Now, there's been some antagonism between him and who he, at least he thinks, is filing the complaints. And, he gave me a pretty good earful when we talked on the phone, but we had a good conversation when it was all said and done. And I was just trying to explain to him that, you know, we wasn't trying to, you know, be hard on him, but it's in terrible condition. A lot of stuff that just don't need to be there. And his house is getting in pretty bad shape. I'm just gonna tell y'all, but we didn't deal with that. We're just trying to get the property. But he has promised us that he understands exactly what he's gotta do and that he'll do it. So I'm gonna recommend you give him just a little bit more time if he'll do what he says. Now, we can't go on and on and on forever, because it's been dragging out a long time, but I think we got a clear understanding with him. Unless y'all won't tell me something different.
No, at least you had a one-on-one with him.
Yes, yes. All right, 504 Rock Street.
I said I was gonna call
yes.
Christian, and I did, and he said he was gonna get with Darius.
Okay. Well, I.
So you said if they move it out to the front, the city would haul it
In
off?
his case, it's the kind of stuff that he could put out anyway, and we'd pick up, if he'll do it. And he done promised us he would do it. I've talked to him a couple times.
Using this money to help him, he said.
And they done something over there, 'cause it seemed like it looked,
It's better, he
Yeah.
should have said, but you know, that shed over there,
Okay.
I mean, where the beauty shop was, it has a lot of stuff. And then, you know, his daughter died, and he just kinda, you know, dropped the ball.
I know it's been some improvement over there.
Well, he may be working on it some, but, it's still, when I was over there last, it's still, but he acknowledged it. He said, I know I gotta do something, but we get him some help, maybe he'll get that done. Number 7, Southern,
I got
oh,
one.
I'm sorry, yes.
Have you been out to Cloverdale lately?
I was gonna ask about.
That, I don't know what road it is exactly, but it's the furthest, like if you go into Cloverdale and take that right, that street that runs, there's cars like up on blocks that have been there for,
That house is on the right hand side?
yes. It looks like a war zone almost.
We have hauled a bunch of stuff off from out there, but it may have something else with it. You
I
know,
have not
Just,
been.
just if you look, just if you ride out there, just look. I mean,
we'll check on it.
when we got signatures, I went out there and then I've been back and it's just, I mean, it's,
Cloverdale doesn't look like
no.
Cloverdale.
Well, no, it's not, because people have made junkyards and have made,
It's almost like there's no pride. There's no pride in what they have or for anybody else.
we've taken action on a couple of places out there, it's just cars, but I'm sure there's more.
Yeah.
And it seemed like we do 4 and there's 7 more show up, so,
I know you're working hard, so, I
Well,
mean,
we'll
I
check on
appreciate
it.
it, so I
We'll
know
check
you're
on
working, doing everything, but just to keep it on the radar.
It seems like one of the things that we're running into is people think they can use their residential property in their yards for mechanic shops or salvage yards. Yet the stuff just stays there. And, we're gonna have to do something about it, or it's just let the town look like garbage.
We did a two-block drive, I'm not gonna say the neighborhood, we did a two-block drive the other day and came over 26 abandoned cars.
Goodness.
2 blocks,
And how many have we gotten rid of this last year and a half?
oh, in the 80s.
80 to 90?
Yeah, and there's still.
These are cars just been sitting there, most of them for years, or at least long periods of time. They don't run, they're not licensed,
Sure.
they're not insured, they're just sitting there as junk. On residential property, we're not talking about commercial property. There's even some limits on that, what you're supposed to do, but,
I just always think of the neighbors. You
well,
know,
that's part of the
I
problem.
mean, that's what, I wouldn't want to live next to,
Well,
it's not fair.
that's where most of our complaints come
all
from.
right, and that's not fair to the people that live there, so.
Okay, well, let me give you an update on Southern Court. We talked about that one. We got in touch, of course, a couple of months ago again with the daughter, the owners in the nursing home. It's one of those things. They said they'd try to clean something up. They even brought a big container over there, which I guess they rented, started putting stuff in. I've been told that they've started working on the inside of the house, but the outside there's nobody living in the house. Now the dumpster's been removed and nothing's happening. I know a sister of the gentleman that it actually technically belongs to. It's been his daughter we've been dealing with, but I know a sister, and I'm trying to run her down to see if she can help us and find out what can be done. Again, I think y'all already ordered that and cleaned up, and I am correct, aren't I?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, we can move on it, but I'd like to try, we'll try to get people to do this. It costs us money when we have to go in there and clean these places up. And then you slap a lien on the property and y'all see what happens with that most of the time. It just sits there on the books for a long time, and it's, ultimately, we get some money every once in a while from one we put a lien on, but it takes a while. So if y'all give me just a little more time on that one. Then the last one is, of course, 1110 Penister Street. Mr. White, he's here tonight, but at the last meeting, I think he made a comment, he was gonna try to work on it, see what he could get done. But at this point, nothing that we know of has been done. He might have moved something, I'm not sure. I'll let him respond to that, but
I've
if you'd
been
like
moving
to.
stuff.
You've moved some?
I've been moving a lot of stuff.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do.
so you're gonna try to continue that? we
That's
hope?
what I've been doing.
Okay,
Now, you have to understand, I work 12 hours a day. So and when I get time, free time, that's what I go to doing. And I'm gonna tell you, if I hadn't been helping all these people around this town, I could have took care of my own yard. So from now on, the people is out.
well, that's fine, that's irrelevant to the discussion.
No, it's
but
not.
that's-
No, it's
yeah,
not.
Yes, sir, it is, because you're
See,
responsible for the property. We're not
Right,
gonna have
and
a
if-
debate, it's not a public hearing,
If-
and
if-
you're done, that's all you say right now, okay? I got your message, but I'm just gonna tell you, cause you're helping somebody else, don't mean you hadn't gotta take care of your own property.
I
Okay,
got
that's
it
just,
covered.
that's the law.
I got it covered.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Please continue as fast as you can, as best you can. And council, do y'all have anything else y'all want us to, I mean, you've ordered it cleaned up. We can move in there anytime you want us to, but we're trying to give him a chance to do what he said he was gonna do, and you heard his report. Anybody? Okay, then we'll continue and monitor the situation. All right, Rob, is anything else there? Council members, y'all got any other question or anything on the condemnation properties or any other? property issue. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes,
Hang on, we may need to talk about that rezone. Let's see here, Mr. Harnsberger. You're up.
Good evening. We, I gotta make an announcement, we was scheduled to get the asphalt crew in here, start moving equipment in today, he had finished up the job. At another location, he's gonna start moving the equipment. One of his truck workers, one of his flaggers got run over and killed today. So that's gonna throw us behind a little while, rightly so, in our prayers to go out to them and the victims' families. We completed the culvert on Hazel Street, we replaced that, we're in the process of pouring concrete, getting ready for the chip and seal to go on that street. Working on the bush hogging, pretty good, doing some sign work, I've got a lot of street signs ordered, the names, that type of sign. We do have the speed hump installed on Oak Street. We installed that last week whenever we got it in. I believe since last council meeting, we got the East Church, the covered, fixed. Also the Bradley Street.
East Cedar.
East Cedar, I'm sorry. The Bradley Street, drainage project, we're waiting it to settle a little bit before I can put the concrete curb gutters back. The dip that was up on the road, that was like, had an accident with one of the garbage trucks, the guys riding the garbage truck, like we got through off. So we got that one, dug out, it was a stump from, been sitting there 100 years, it's finally decided to give away. But we, got that cleaned up, patched up for now, still gotta lay the hard surface base over it. We've been busy, it's just so few of us and so much stuff to do. We've done so much for so long, we're like we can do anything with nothing in no time flat.
You're almost quoting Winston Churchill, just using a little different words.
Well, they have. But we're, the street sweeper is working good, up until the problem has arose. We got a guy that he's doing good on that. We are working right now I've got a man that's working some community service hours off. He's doing good. We're just plugging along. We're doing some free cuts, filling them in right now that from water department or utility, any type of utility, whether it's public or private, we have to go in there and fix those, and that's what we're doing right now.
Any questions for Mr. Harnsberger? And we are gonna look into that street sweeping situation. I wasn't really aware we were having that little problem with that, but we need to at least talk to them about it. If there's anything we can do. You know, we bought a relatively small vehicle because so we could get on all the streets, some of our small and narrow streets, and use it. That's probably been better. We had a bigger bed, but we want to sweep every street in town, and we're on our way toward doing that.
Anything other side than what we bought, we'd have to have a CDL driver.
Yeah, that's another
CDL driver is more expensive than something along with just a regular driver's license.
Questions for the street foreman? Okay, thank you, Monty. Street, committee, I don't think we have anything right
No,
now.
I don't have anything, we're gonna get a meeting together next week or two and get some stuff in there too.
All right, Councilmember Marshall, we got Community Economic Development Committee, you got quite a few items on there, but, let you just run down them as you wish.
Well, right now, but I'm gonna say just real quick, we're gonna try to put together a meeting in the next 2 weeks and check on everyone's availability to go over these different items. Number one, we've got the privacy fencing, we've talked about that several times, but also we're gonna be bringing some ordinance to the council to discuss that as well. On the privacy fencing, get some updates, we've already talked with the chief, some things what we need to do as far as existing and then the new fencing. Number two, city property on Main Street, we'll have a drawing, you have a copy of this in your packet. This is just something that was given to us to kind of get some ideas. Okay.
We scratched through the brine.
We scratched through the brine plaza, we know that's not what it's gonna be named.
Appreciate y'all backing me up on that, cause I told the architect right off the bat, I said, no.
No. So this just kind of give a little visualization as far as some different ideas of some things as far as what it's gonna look like. It's nothing set in stone, but this drawing does look good compared to what it looks like now, so. Although that's another option that we're gonna discuss at our meeting. Item number 3, the Culture Center update, we're still searching for grants, money, anything that we can come with.
We're beating every push we find, private foundations as well as governmental funds.
Item number 4, happy to announce the mayor got some information today, if you'll go ahead and update. the
Yes,
council
ma'am.
on those specs.
We actually, Friday, we got the actual bid specs for the depot, at least the first phase of it. Now, there's some more things that need to be done, but this is to get that outside stuff, the windows fixed, the planks replaced that are bad. We got some, additive, options, depending on what kind of bids we get, to see how far we can go, with doing as much work as we can get done. Bottom line is, I've got the specs, we're advertising this week, getting started to advertise, which we have to do according to law, based on how much money this is. But we're gonna go ahead and be getting specs to some of our local contractors that we feel like will be interested, at least hopefully give us some bids. Get that to them and try to get this thing bid out as quick as we can, come back, get y'all to, approve whatever we come up with, and then get this thing moving. To do what we can with what money we got right now.
And that will be on the social media as well,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
so they can come and pick up those specs, and we can.
And y'all can certainly help spread the word to anybody you know that.
Email me a copy of that, whenever you
Sure.
get it, okay? Okay, the old street shop, I'm gonna ask the mayor to give us some updates on some new things that's been taking place in the past couple of weeks down there.
More work's been done. Bottom line, the company that's doing overseeing it, inspecting it, running the test, will be here in the morning for us to meet with him again. He will bring a report on what he's come up with so far and tell us what else we gotta do.
Can you do it when?
Tomorrow
Tomorrow?
morning, I think 10 o'clock, when we're supposed to meet him down there. So maybe we'll see where we are and see what else that we're gonna have, if anything. I think they found some, of course, that was an old maintenance shop for the National Guard, I think everybody knows that, and there's a lot of fuel down there, different things. They said verbally, he told me it looks like the inside of the building's probably in, no major problems. Outside, we may have to dig some material out around the old fuel tank, and of course, replace it, because they'll have to do a test on that. It'd just be a matter, hopefully, of some digging, hopefully not a lot, but, which we can do, of course, so we'll try to get that finalized quick as we can, so we can move forward.
Okay. Item number 6 is the downtown trees. My little notes here, we got all that. Okay, so the mayor was gonna meet and try to get in touch with the forestry department.
I've got a contact, we just haven't been able to schedule a meeting yet, but I'm trying to get that done this week, hopefully.
Okay, so we will talk about that in our committee meeting as well. Okay, item number 7, the city flag. We have these.
Y'all have picked 2 out, I
Item
think.
number 2, actually, drawing number 2 and 4. So the mayor got us some information on that, but, we're gonna need to pick out a flag first, get the design.
We which they're supposed to be prepared to send back to us.
And then we can move forward, so basically we have to buy it, right? Commit to buying it.
The orders I gave them was make the pine trees look like pine trees, that's what I understood y'all wanted, so. I'm not sure what they are, but I guess they are.
Trees.
But they're working on that,
Christmas
and
trees.
I told him I want it as soon as we could get it, so y'all can decide what you want, and we, you know, get one made, or a couple, at least, have maybe a couple flags made. For now.
Item number 8, we talked about food trucks, and we've got several that's in the city limits on different various lots. So at our committee meeting, we're gonna discuss some different regulations and concerns, as for sanitation and items like that. as well. Any other comments on anything so far?
I just wanted to, share that, the actual planning meeting for the municipal league was held at the Magnolia Performing Arts Building. I mean, I could just see our culture center being utilized for something like that. It was so nice, in there. If we can head in that direction, I think we will really be getting those stars.
I'm sorry,
Go
go ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that you're gonna have another item added
I
on
got
to
it
your
right
list.
here.
You got
Item
that,
number
so.
9, we're adding to that, is that's gonna be to discuss city property and our homeless population. That's vastly growing, not just the city of Warren, but
Universal.
universal. I've talked to several different people in different states and as well as here in Arkansas, and it's an issue.
Yes, ma'am.
That concludes my report, as they will have a meeting scheduled in the next 2 weeks.
Thank you. Ways and Means, Councilmember Henderson.
Committee members, if you will look at your schedule and see if Tuesday, September 24th is good, so that we can finish up the, review of the personnel policy and have a recommendation for the full council at our October, meeting. Is that good for you on the first?
Let me look.
Okay. And Mayor, I'm gonna just share, as I always do, the, American Rescue, grant dollars. We have until the end of the year, we must spend those dollars. There is a sheet of the balance, and what has already been obligated. We have a balance of $301,664.42. And, the last thing that I will share, with you is also review the cash balances. We do have a very, very tight, budget, but we're in September. We normally review in July, but if you'll just look at those, cash, balances, and then the mayor gave us an agreement, for the, land that we have asked that it go through our city attorney and to the Arkansas Municipal League. I have not actually looked at this thoroughly, but I ask that, all council members, review it, so that if we have questions, we do plan to have a full council meeting, after it is vetted with the, committee members. So Mayor, if you will just do the rest of it.
Yes, ma'am. As far as the land purchase, Mr. Clayton's got a copy of the contract that was drafted, that of course was drafted by the Friday Law Firm. He's got it, the municipal league has already reviewed it and has sent us an email letter back saying they find no issues with it. They think that's what we wanna do, it's perfectly fine, it keeps us in control of the land. That's from the municipal league, we'll get you that letter. The BCEDC, also has it, and they're having their lawyer look at it. And I talked to Dr. Smalling, who's the chairman right now, BCEDC. He said he'd been verbally told by their lawyer that he saw no problems with it, but he's gonna put that in writing also. So, that's kind of where we are. And I'm also sending it to ADFA, the folks that will be loaning the money, I have talked to them, but I'm sending them a copy of it so they can look at it, make sure they're okay with it. You know, assuming that y'all go forward. So we should, in just the next week, have all those responses, hopefully back in from everybody in writing as to their, you know, thoughts, recommendations, or whatever. And then we can, y'all can take a look at it then.
And just for informational purposes, we do not have any local financial institutions that's interested in financing what the city is.
Well, of course, they'd be on the same restrictions AFLI is as far as loaning us the money. But for the 3% interest, no ma'am. No. And that's not saying anything bad about them, I'm just telling you, they just can't do that. And will not.
Okay, number 4.
Water and sewer, again, we're trying to, I think we've got, had asked y'all to give us a date, and, some people have responded. I'm sorry, I don't have my up-to-date list, but it looked like it was in late September was when most everybody was wanting to. This is to let the Rural Water Association come in and go over how they did that rate study for the department.
Well, the Ways and Means have established the 24th, so the other 2 dates in September was the 25th or the 26th. And I believe I saw some no's on October 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Is
Y'all just
4:30
let me
good
know.
for you? 4:30 is good, okay. So we will be meeting on the 24th at 4:30.
That's Ways and Means,
Ways and
correct,
Means.
okay. Gotcha. All right. And then, guess the last item, city finances, and we've really talked about that already, about, we're gonna have to look at some things starting next year for sure, about if we're gonna be able to continue to give some kind of raises to our employees. We've gotta cut some expenses in some places. There's not too many places to cut expenses. As far as the services we gotta provide, the sanitation, we believe, is one of them where we could, depending on what y'all wanna do. And then we're just gonna have to look at some, you know, looking down the road, I guess is what I'm saying. So probably wanna talk to the committee when y'all do meet.
Well, it's
About
very
some of that.
important that we continue, at least at 2% for our employees, and look at, other areas of benefits, of which we have done as it related the, the benefit with the ambulance service, you know, et cetera. That is something we do need to look at. Any questions? That ends my report.
Thank you, ma'am, I appreciate it. Reports of boards and commissions, you've already done the Parks and Rec, Planning Commission, you do have minutes. Now, the reason I asked our building official to stay, Rob Johnson, is because you got an ordinance in there too, but we didn't have this, we just got this today. It was approved by the Planning Commission at their last meeting, and it's a rezoning of a piece of property. Ordinance number 958. Now, you do not have to act on this tonight if you prefer to wait, because like I said, we didn't get it till today. It's a piece of property. Rob, where's this located?
Right next to Johnson's Quick Lube,
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all know where that is on Central Street?
right at the end of the turn.
And it went through the planning commission, they recommended it do pass
Correct.
to change it from R1 to C1. Of course, there's been some properties torn down, or they're in the process of tearing some properties down with residential. And there's just wanting to change that one piece of property, which the legal restrictions attached there.
One of both, Johnson and the one with the old house is already commercial.
This would be the next one.
This will be the next one.
So from R1 to, C1, and the other property next to it is already C1, is what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am, on the east side, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I move that we place ordinance number, 958 on its first reading.
So move.
Motion's made, seconded. Any question or discussion?
That 9 is
big old 9, isn't it? All right, motion second made to put proposed ordinance 958 on its first reading. Question or discussion? All in favor, show of hands. I see 6 in favor. Proposed ordinance 958, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 220 for other purposes. Whereas the ordinance number 220, the city of Warren, Arkansas adopted zoning regulations, city of Warren, Arkansas, the zoning regulations prepared for the Warren Planning Commission by City Planning Division, University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, dated May 1964, adopted by the Warren Planning Commission on the 11th day of May 1964. Whereas the Warren Planning Commission is certified at the City Council of Warren, Arkansas, that said ordinance should be amended to classify the property in the city of Warren, Arkansas, here and after described from R1 to C1 in order to open and operate a business at that location. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Warren, Arkansas, Section 1, that ordinance number 220 of the City of Warren, Arkansas, including but not limited to all maps and descriptions of zoning districts, be in the same year by as amended to classify all that property in the City of Warren, Arkansas, described in attachment A to this ordinance, and incorporated herein as if set forth word for word in this ordinance from R1 to C1 in order to open and operate a food truck. Now, I want to make sure y'all understand, anything that would fit in a C1 zone could go here, but that's what they're telling you they're gonna do with it right now. Food truck business at that location. Section 2, this order should be in full force effect from and after its adoption and publication. The second page is the attached, has the legal description.
Move that we suspend the rules and place ordinance number 958 on its second reading.
Second.
Motion second, proposed ordinance 958 will be placed on its second reading. Any question or discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. 6 in favor. Proposed ordinance 958, ordinance to amend ordinance number 220 for other purposes.
Move that we suspend the rules and place ordinance number 958 on its third and final reading.
Second.
Motion's made second, suspend the rules, place proposed 958 on third and final reading. Any question or discussion? All in favor, show of hands. 6 in favor, proposed ordinance 958, ordinance to amend ordinance number 220 for other purposes.
Move that we adopt ordinance number 958.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to adopt 958. Any question or discussion? This is for adoption. All in favor, show of hands. See 6 in favor, it is adopted. There's not an emergency clause, so don't have to worry about that. All right, thank y'all for taking care of that. Aviation, you got their minutes. Water and sewer, you've got minutes and their financial information. And then on your last page, well, that's the part that's on the last page. You've got housing authority, has not met, so there's nothing there. You've got cultural center, you just got the monthly report there. Unfinished business, we remain working on the municipal building roof, trying to come up with funds, see, get the best deal we can get. New business, nothing listed. You have announcements. Market on Main, Saturday, September 21st. You got the dates there. Chamber of Commerce Annual Banquet is being set for September the 24th of 2024. At the same time you're having your, I forgot about that. You know, depends on when you wanna have it.
What time is the banquet? We're
When
meeting at
Charlotte
4:30.
Charlotte, what the banquet?
Auction starts at 6 and the banquet starts at 7.
Oh, we'll be out.
You could,
We'll be
yeah.
out.
Okay. And then the municipal building, in October, we'll go ahead and tell you this, will be closed October 14th in observance of Columbus Day. And,
Move that the council meeting be on, Tuesday the 15th.
Second.
no, that's an appropriate motion. I think Alderman Burks Frazier just edged out on the second. Any question or discussion on, resetting the meeting for October?
No, we want everyone to enjoy their holiday.
All in favor, show of hands. And then you've got the bills. You've got a copy of the bills for the month.
Make a motion to pay the bill.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded, to pay the bills. Is there any, Alderman Henderson, I believe. Councilmember Henderson, I'm still having trouble with that sometimes, so. All right, question or discussion on anything about the bills, anybody wants to ask, or? All right, all in favor, show of hands, 6 in favor, and I will hereby declare all of our business been conducted, meetings adjourned.